All right, so fourth try's a charm. We have been told that starting basically tonight, there's going to be the traffic change, that the 3 Mile Bridge eastbound span into Gulf Breeze is going to be opened, and then in a couple of days they're going to be doing some work, and in a couple of days they're going to open the westbound span as well. So hopefully by tonight you'll be driving right there, going up the bridge, and then by a couple of days the other side right here. Now 17th Avenue, this intersection, you will not be able to get access to Graffiti Bridge from Bayfront. So that's what things look like right now on what is theoretically the last day that we can make this drive. I see they've got the lane markers up, and the one side of the bridge is all medianed up. They have not finished the other side of the bridge. The eastbound side has some median work still needs to be done on the barrier. And also, you'll hear a lot of noise. I've got the windows down because I want to capture that iconic 3 Mile Bridge sound. All right, that's windows down. Let's see what it sounds like windows up. You will not hear this sound on the new bridge because the span between segments in the concrete is more like, I think, 150 feet. It's quite large, so there will not be this rhythmic thudding like you get on 3 Mile Bridge now. And by the way, in this video, my focus is primarily on the old bridge, not the new one, but you'll see them both here. Barely any cranes up. The cranes look like they're all staged on the east side towards the Gulf Breeze end of the bridge, because of course they're going to demolish this one, not with explosives, and they're going to tear this one down and build the new one, so we don't need cranes on the east side as much anymore. Boy, it is bouncy for sure. So one thing I do notice is that it looks like there's wood forms still up on the eastern half of the new span. You can see right here. So I don't know what they're doing there, but that does not look done. Unknown. Maybe those are all coming off in the next couple of days. All right, now I also want to mention this. If you have not ever paid attention to it, you could live here your whole life and not notice this. Oh, actually, we just passed over it. I'll have to do it on the way back. On the return trip, be paying attention to the fact that 3 Mile Bridge actually has 3 humps, not 1. There is a hump close to each landing, and then there is the big hump in the middle. And I actually had a conversation with somebody who was from here one time who didn't believe me. But if you look at it, there's actually 2 mini humps and the big hump. And then you can see the big rise over here. You're going to be able to drive under this edge of the bridge in the future. And Now we're into Gulf Breeze. You can see all of the cranes and stuff have been positioned over here. And soon enough, actually, these businesses should be in much better shape soon, because the road will go right past them instead of like now where, you know, there's all the construction. So they'll be on the safe side of the road, so to speak. And of course, people on the other side are going to have their issues. All right, let's turn around here. All right, here we go back the other direction. Ooh, Nelly. I'm going 35, bro. How are you going? I guess some things never change. So this is now the western or westbound or maybe northbound, depending on how you want to call it. The road is 98, technically an east-west road, although at this stretch it's north and south. Okay, now pay attention. We're coming up to the mini bump, the one that a lot of people don't realize exists. But if you look down the road, you can see it. There we're coming up and over. And now we're coming down the backside of it. That's the first mini bump, mini hump. The new bridge does not have these. I believe that's because it was meant to be side boat traffic clearance. And the new bridge is being built higher, so it's not necessary. I'm sure if I'm wrong about that, somebody will correct me on the comments. Drive this a lot, you forget just how close that barrier is. You know, everybody's talking about the unsafety on the new bridge with the simple median lane and no actual physical barrier between the two directions, but I mean 12 feet of space is something, and having a little bit of a cushion eventually. Feel like people won't know how to drive the new bridge without this sound. And also, it may lull you into going faster because it's going to be smoother and you won't notice any of the sort of deformities that are in it right now. But we'll see. Speed limit on the new bridge is supposed to be 45. 35 in the transition zones at either end for now, but 45 eventually. All the way through. So this is the other mini ridge. See it? See it? We're on it. And it ends just about at the end of the fishing pier. Now we're back down to regular level. It's so small. Like I said, if you weren't looking for it, you could have driven this bridge 100 times, 1,000 times, and never noticed. So that is the old 3 Mile Bridge, the Senator Beale Bridge. And theoretically, tonight, although, as I say, I do not want to be Charlie Brown with Lucy and the football on this. So when it's open, we'll report it. But that's for posterity's sake, that's what the old 3 Mile Bridge was like when it was on its very last days of use before it got demolished in Pensacola. And keep in mind that off here to the right, Graffiti Bridge, you will not be able to access that for several days. I think it's about 4 days. If they open this tonight, then through Sunday is what we've been told. You will not be able to access that, and by that time they'll open it back up, and we'll be onto the into Pensacola direction as well, the westbound or northbound, if you prefer to think of it that way. Oh, and by the way, this whole area is where we're going to see that roundabout intersection eventually. So that whole project is going to be developed as well over the course of time, where it's not going to be an intersection of Bayfront and 17th. It's going to be sort of a flyover by the bridge, and then you're going to have Bayfront at ground level and 17th at ground level. And I assume that all of this is going to get redone as well to be elevated. And then in here, theoretically, is where we're going to have the Chappie James Monument with the plane. And also to the right over here is where we're supposed to have the Women Veterans Monument Memorial as well. So lots of cool things coming here eventually.